Hello and welcome to Chanakya's Face Off. Today we have with us Ms. Gayatri Krishnaveni, alumni of Kalakshetra. She's joining us to share her insights on the recent alleged sexual allegations against four teachers of Kalakshetra, out of which Mr. Hari Padman, assistant professor, was also arrested by the Tamil Nadu police. Thank you for joining us to share your insights into this issue, Ms. Gayatri. I would like to first hear a few words about your perception, your insights, your own words and your own insights about this issue before I take it further.
Thank you for having me here. As an alumni of Kalakshetra and as my mother's association with Kalakshetra is long-standing, I'm here to speak on the behalf of me and my fellow colleagues who've been a part of Kalakshetra for most of their lives. I see this issue as something that's sprung out of nowhere. I'm very disappointed with a lot of things regarding this issue. I would also like to insist something here that Kalakshetra is an institution of art and culture that instigates traditions, values, ethics in various modes, be it behavior in the hostel or behavior towards teachers or behaviors towards environment. It trains you to be a responsible artist. An artist is not just a person when she or he dances on stage or conducts or choreographs. No. An artist, the way he maintains the house, the way he behaves with students, the way he behaves with everybody around him. That is a true artist. I have come from that lineage of this Guru Sishya, the lineage of the Parampara. That is what Kalakshetra inculcates in every one of its students. But I see this issue that it has gone beyond all this. And yes, there are a lot of pieces missing in this jigsaw puzzle. And I am puzzled with the outcome of this case. I am really, really, really disappointed.
All right. I'll start from your own statements first. So, hearing you, I have a feeling that discipline is one of the foremost values that Kalakshetra teaches and also propagates. So, any kind of disciplinary committee or, even a small issue of, even a small deviation in discipline would be viewed seriously. Is that right?
Absolutely right.
Correct.
When Kalakshetra was started, I just want to make a small point. When Kalakshetra was started, it was started by a single woman, Rukmani Devi Arundale, who had her own visionary ideas on how to spread this art form. But over the years, the only thing that's constant and continuous is change. Nothing else. What was okay when Rukmani Devi Ate started it was not okay 10 years later. That was not okay 20 years later. That was not okay 40 years later. So that is what I think there is a big miscommunication gap between everybody with this case.
Are you telling me that the process followed in Kalakshetra is not apt for the current situation or current generation of students? The disciplinary procedures followed in Kalakshetra, are they not apt for the current generation of students?
No, see, the students are very strong today. They are very, very empowered and they can speak out what they have in their thoughts, which is the truth, which is what has happened in today's issue. But then when they join Kalakshetra, they have a set of rules and regulations given. Only if they agree to those rules and regulations can they become a full-time student of Kalakshetra. So when this disciplinary action was a part of their rules to follow at Kalakshetra, they have been silent for all these years. Why this now? Why are they going against it now?
It is probably because of the ex-director Leela Sampson's tweet. You and I know why now. Because Leela Sampson, ex-director of Kalakshetra, she has come out with her series of tweets accusing teachers within Kalakshetra, or particularly a very few handful of teachers within Kalakshetra, openly with names of students, we all know the tweet was removed, and I think even we in Chanakya have published the article that was given by one of the students, that she is filing. I mean, she's fighting a legal battle with Leela Sampson for bringing her name in. Right. Keeping that aside, my question is, I wouldn't, or everybody's question is, it's not about why now. It is about why in Kalakshetra. Why not even a single complaint was filed as per the reports from internal committee, and also the NCW. What NCW has stated is very, very important in this case, because after these allegations have started, they have formed a NCW, has visited Kalakshetra, and they've given a clean sheet for Kalakshetra stating no single complaint was filed. But over 200 students protested outside the campus, demanding justice for this. Why not even a single student could file a complaint with Kalakshetra? Are the
No,
doors closed for the students?
I don't think that is the truth behind this, ma'am.
Mhm.
What I think is there has been an ICC inside Kalakshetra with 4 members, which everybody knows who was a part of the ICC then. So, if something was raised as serious as this offense in over the years, I am sure they would have taken action to protect the victims. I am sure they would not have been silenced. I'm very sure of that. Why would the current director protect an offender and not listen to a victim if this was true?
No, that should be the question, raised to the current director. If at all the accused is proved guilty, that's
Yes.
separate.
Yes, we will wait for that. We will
Mhm.
wait for that. We are now talking about if you are asking me if the students are still silenced, that's your question. That
Yeah,
they
I mean,
cannot
no,
voice.
I'm not asking if the students are silenced. See, they were so frustrated that they had to come on. They couldn't open their mouth in the NCW investigation. They couldn't open their mouth to the ICC. They couldn't reach out to Kalakshetra director or anybody, any seniors or any through any mode. They couldn't bring out or voice out their concerns.
No, I don't think. No, I don't agree with you.
Then, if that is the case, why not a single complaint has been filed by the
No,
students?
no. I have been speaking to a lot of senior students.
Mm-hmm.
I have. This is all personal talks with me who have been reaching out to me to voice out their issues, who were also forced to be a part of the protest, which they did not want to participate.
Mm.
A few students whose identities I must protect.
So you're telling those students came out or reached out to you and said that they were forced to take part in the protest, and they did not actually have any allegations against any of these four
Absolutely,
professors.
absolutely. Yes, they have come out very straightforward, but they still fear the other teachers. Well, whoever has been called the accused have been removed from the campus. They are still forced to keep the truth away from reaching out to the public by the other staff who are asking them not to speak out. This is what they have approached me for, and I am voicing out their concerns here today.
I have a very important question. Mr. Hari Padman and the three other teachers, they were temporarily suspended from Kalakshetra even before getting arrested. Mr. Hari Padman was suspended from his duties before he got arrested last Sunday. If there is no investigation, like what is the reason behind his suspension? If there is nothing against him, why was he suspended?
He was only suspended after the protest happened. Until then, he was not suspended.
Posh committee. Let's come to the Posh committee. I hear a lot of voices from students of Kalakshetra that Hari Padman was present in the Posh committee.
No, he was not.
Was he present in the ICC committee?
No, he was not. He was called for after the allegations came on him.
No, a lot of students are voicing out in social media and in various forums, even during their protest, that when they were asked about allegations in the ICC meeting, they couldn't reveal anything because the accused himself was present in the committee. That is
No,
one of the
I
very
have
strong allegations that students are having against Kalakshetra.
No, when the NCW happened and all this happened, I heard Hari was not present in that place and he was actually conducting rehearsals.
Mm.
And I have a few students who can tell me that what happened. I found out all this. I had to investigate myself before I gave anything to you.
Mm-hmm. So he
That
was
is
not
what
part of the
he was not
complaint.
part of the ICC. No, no, no. He was
He was
not part.
not. No, the ICC is different, but fine. The ICC is different. The Posh committee. So he was not part of the Posh committee also.
No. After he was cleared everything, that was when Kalakshetra gave a verdict that we have not found anything, no allegations so whatsoever on this particular sir, and so we have to close the case and we request the students not to speak out. That was what the news came out.
So requesting the students not to speak out is just to
Wrong. Not to speak out anything false. That was what it said.
related to the tweet or
Yes,
related to this disciplinary committee or anything.
exactly. Yes.
I seriously, I'm finding it really, a disconnect here. Don't mind me asking this to you. The reason is over 200 students protested. Over 100 students have given written complaint, and not even a single complaint was registered in Kalakshetra.
No, this all happened only after the protest, ma'am. The 100 complaints came out only after the protest, not before. Only on the
So
first day of the protest, we had the victim who came and filed a complaint, which was registered as an FIR, on which Hari Padman has been arrested.
that is fine. But still, there were 200 students who were, waiting for justice to be delivered, or who were at least waiting for, for their voices to be heard within Kalakshetra. And Kalakshetra probably did not. My question is whether there is a real forum in Kalakshetra for students to go and voice out their issues or concerns, whether I mean, you may have it on papers, but the point is whether it's approachable.
I am sure if there was an internal committee, internal compliance committee, I am sure there would have been numbers for the students to reach out on a confidential basis to voice out their complaints. If there had so many complaints and allegations against these
Do you
students,
have more details on the operations of the internal committee, ma'am, ICC?
no, I don't. No, I don't. I don't. I only knew that the committee members, their names were revealed only after all this process were happened. Until then, I did not know who were even members of those committees.
So when you said you're an alumni, right? So when you are a student in Kalakshetra, if you had any challenges, whom would you go to?
We would go and speak to a class teacher.
And if the allegation is on the class teacher?
We will have to go and speak directly to the principal and then to the director.
So you have you tried it in any of the occasions?
No, I had no issues when I was studying there, to be honest.
Safe.
I can only talk to when I was a student.
Exactly.
I will have to insist that I was never a full-time student of Kalakshetra, but I was always a part-time student. I did about 15 years of part-time at Kalakshetra with my dance, music, and my Carnatic Veena. I was never a full-time student of Kalakshetra. I need to establish that here.
No problem. That's fine. So I have one more question to you, ma'am, on the protest. So you said, you've been repeating that it all started after the protest, after the protest. So who instigated the protest? If it's not a genuine protest, if it's not a, so what I'm understanding from your comments is that you're trying to probably make a statement telling it's not the students who really protested. Someone has instigated the students to do a protest. And who are those people?
It's
And
all
what is
out. It's all out in the media, ma'am. You now know that there have been 4 senior teachers who've been named who have instigated that protest. It may be due to personal vendetta. It may be due to jealousy. It may be due to eyeing a senior position at Kalakshetra, because the current director is going to retire in 2 days from now. It may be for anything. I really don't know why or what instigated this protest and why now. If they had their own allegations against Hari or the other 4, they could have voiced it out in the proper way. They could have brought it to the notice of not only the director, even to the chairman, who is above the director. They could have written an email. Everybody was available for contact. That is what I am hearing now.
Ma'am, one more important question on Mr. Hari Padman's personality. How well you know Hari Padman? Do you know him personally?
Yes, I know him very personally. I would not know how he trains his students or their inside because I've never visited Kalakshetra during the teaching time. Okay, I've
Mm.
known Hari since the day he joined as a first year student in Kalakshetra, and he came in and how he trained. And in fact, he was in 2 years under my mother's care in his PG, and then how he got as a staff and how he teaches and how he has grown. His growth is over 15 years and not 5 days. He has
Mm.
worked hard for where he stands now. He is very strict. He's an old time teacher. That's what I can call him. He's following
In
the
the sense?
system. He's following the system that was passed on, like how our senior teachers have taught to us. They are very strict. I would not use the word ruthless. That completely changes the subject. My teachers as well were very strict. We did not take it as a physical punishment.
What kind of punishments?
Uh, well, if we won't get any punishment if we cannot perfect one adavu or one movement. We were made to do the same movement for entire hour for almost a month until we could perfect that adavu.
Mm.
That was how I trained, and I had no complaints because today, whatever I'm dancing, whatever aesthetics I can follow as my alma mater has taught me is because of my teachers, and I do not regret that.
I really want to ask this question. Is there a Brahmin versus non Brahmin divide or conflict that is happening within Kalakshetra that is, probably behind all this? Or is it just a power game or power politics?
I want to say that it's mostly a power game, but because they want to attract the attention of unwanted media, I am not saying everyone, because media is a great tool of taking justice to the public. They are our connecting people who can take out what's inside to the outside. But there are a few people who would like to make it caste, race, and religion based. I did not grow up in such a institution. In fact, Rukmani Devi, though she was from the very forward Brahmin family, she established Kalakshetra and she was very devoted to the theosophical movement, and she was a disciple of Annie Besant Arudin. Annie Besant. And she followed the systems of 7 religions. She did not follow only Brahmanism or Hinduism. No, she followed 7 religions. Even today, when we recite the Kalakshetra prayer, we have the prayers of all these 7 religions before we say the universal prayer. I do not think that was a great barrier for us to art. The art does not have language, art does not have race, art does not have religion, art does not have creed. I am very strongly saying that this is again a master plan to create confusion among students.
No, I'm taken aback again. So you are speaking with so much of passion, and I can see the passion of for art in your eyes when you're speaking to me. However, the same passion which is being instilled in thousands of students by the teachers of Kalakshetra, are you telling me that they decided to bring down the name of such a big institution just for power?
They wanted to voice out their worries. I completely understand. There may have been victims. There are victims. I cannot even talk about them now because I haven't spoken to one victim. But I have spoken to the other victims who have been sushed.
Are you not taking sides by just speaking to one victim, one side and not the other?
No, I've been following. I want to know if there have been complaints of these kind, if they cannot voice out for all these 4 years or this 6 years.
Ma'am, have you voiced out a single statement, or many people like you, have you all voiced out a single statement telling if at all there are victims, let them be punished under the judgment, and if
Absolutely. Even now, I am saying that if he has committed a crime, he has to be punished. I request our judicial people, the police, and the proper investigation and inquiry to be done. And if he is committed a crime, yes, he has to be scrutinized under the law and given proper punishment. I am not going against it even now. I am not saying, I am not defending Hari saying that he has not done anything.
So you are just against the four teachers who thought that justice should be brought
No,
in.
I am actually against a lot of them because they have brought down the institution to such shame.
No, that what is the shame in this? In exposing a scam, or it's worse than a scam. It's a issue that is vandalizing the lives of many kids here, and
Mhm.
somebody has decided to bring it to the forefront. You don't know the truth. I don't know the truth, but a lot of people are against them, that because since they voiced out for these kids who are naive and who needs protection, since
Mhm.
someone has voiced out for them, they are being treated against the institution, and they are being accused of vandalizing the image of the institution. Don't you think this is a little one sided?
Ma'am, these people, the students who voiced out, I want to ask them something. When have they been ever manipulated by Hari Padman? In what way have they been manipulated or even harassed sexually by him? And when have they been a part of his learning or training? I want them to be clear and speak out the truth.
I'm sure they have given all these details in the their complaint letters, which the state government's women's board has collected. However, these questions should have been raised by the disciplinary committee board of Kalakshetra to those students when they had a problem.
No, I'm sure this the same children who protested would have definitely spoken up during the ICC or the POSH or the NCW. Why the NCW said that they did not receive any complaint, and after she walked away, why do the students have to talk after she leaves and not in her protest during when she was present? I have a few students who say that NCW ma'am had to leave, and one of the students called. Where if it was consensual, if it was non-consensual and then it was forced to become consensual, can that be taken as a complaint? And it seems the NCW ma'am, she said, oh, if it is consensual, there is no question of a complaint here. That's what she said, and she walked away.
No, it's not a complaint for NCW. What about Kalakshetra? Even if it's consensual,
No,
that's
that
what
even
Miss Leela Sampson has voiced out. It's not a
no,
place for consensual relationship.
no, but see, there are four people in the ICC,
Hmm.
of which three of them are already associated with Kalakshetra in one way or the other. And there was this lawyer, Miss Ajita. If she had consents, if she had complaints received, she could have voiced it out on a higher level and she could have saved face. You think she was also so antagonized, and you think she was also made to remain silent?
I don't know. I'm just asking you.
No,
Since
because
you
she
know
has come out.
Kalakshetra.
She has come out and spoken that we never received any kind of complaints in all the years she has served as an
She
ICC
has
member.
she has also said there are a lot of issues in Kalakshetra. Did
She
she
has
not
said
say?
that she has said that she is not happy with the way the management has dealt with this issue.
So that's what I'm asking from the beginning.
No,
Why
there
did we
must be
not?
a higher head. No, there must be a higher head. I'm
Who
really
else
saying,
other than the director of Kalakshetra, Miss
I
Revati
am sure
Ramachandran,
there is the
can?
Ministry of Culture. I am sure there's the director,
No, the
not the
college
director,
is.
not the chairman. Yes, the chairman
No, you
who has
cannot
hired.
call the ministry. You cannot call the ministry and everyone for each and every issue. That's why you have a director in Kalakshetra. Should she not be answerable for all this?
Probably she answered, which was not well taken by the students. So that's why they went into the protest.
No, just shut up and don't talk about these issues is not an answer.
No, I don't think she said that in the first.
So that's what it was told.
She
It was
only
told
she only
nobody can
said
discuss
after the
these
posh.
things.
She only said after the posh, we did not have any complaints. We do not have any written complaints. I do not know if everybody is asking why she shielded Hari Patman when all these allegations were pouring in.
Right, it's literally shielding him. Why?
She probably thought that this is not something which is true, and probably she just went with the flow. I really don't know. I'll have to. She has to come out and answer. She has to have answers for such questions. I'm only talking, I'm here talking because as an alumni, I understand that there has to be change made within the institution to suit today's times. I completely empathize with the students who protested against offenders. If they are offenders, yes, they have to be punished. I am not going back on my word or statement even now. Please do not mistake me saying I am protecting somebody who has offended the students. No, that is not my talk here. I am sincerely requesting our system of justice, our judicial system, our judges, our lawyers, our police to please take this on this side as well, inquire both sides and see what is fair and then bring out the truth. That is my only request here. And I also want to make it a point that I request all the students.
My final question, I'll let you speak for 2-3 minutes, uninterrupted. My final question to you. Last evening, or probably early last evening, I think, I saw information in the Hindu that Kalakshetra has moved High Court to prevent the laying of a permanent road within Kalakshetra, which is even today used by public to access a cemetery. I mean, it's not a proper road, but actually, locals use that path. They come in and use that path within the campus of Kalakshetra. So the government, the corporation has decided to lay a road, permanent road there, and Kalakshetra has moved High Court. I just wanted to make it as a information here, a news here. Having this in mind, do you think there could be any other reasons for this protest other than the teachers' power politics or power game?
I'm sure there's a big, huge conspiracy here. I don't know from where it started, but I'm sure it is just
What
not the
kind of
teachers.
conspiracy?
Somebody trying to grab the land, because this
Who?
is not today. I really don't know who it is. I don't know. Somebody wants to rip down the institution apart, and somebody wants to take away what belongs. And I'm really, because this is not the first time I'm hearing it. This has been ongoing for a lot of years. This is not the first time. This has been ongoing for a lot of years for people eyeing the land. And probably this protest was to support that. I really don't know the exact
So did
details
I
of.
did I give you a very nice reason to yet demonize the protest?
Um, Even so, I'm just asking, each of the student could voice out their concerns. They had to protest because they were unheard. I completely agree with all of them. But even before the students could protest and bring down the name of the Kalakshetra, what were they doing all these years? If they were so antagonized by the director or the principal or the ICC or the POSH committee or the NCW, why could they not have written to somebody from the union or the Ministry of Culture or even to our PM voicing out their concerns? And why instigate a protest with the help of the teachers within to create this big politics? Aren't they completely shaken up with their own lives of studying? Haven't they faced the media, and haven't they been even they have been harassed to talk about these allegations? Don't they have any future tomorrow? All these 200 children who protested, I'm just asking them to think for themselves. If the management has the power to such these students not to talk about against any faculty, what are these students doing right now? Aren't they being controlled by their own teachers to talk about things that may or may not have happened? Can't they think for themselves? Can't they voice out their concerns from their point of view and not what teacher says? Can't they do that? If I say to my student and something that agreed by one student and the other student, that student tries to voice out.
That's exactly what I've been asking from the beginning of this interview, because that there should be a favorable ecosystem to voice out their concerns. So, say for example, if you are trying to voice out, you may be cornered, you may be picked by your teachers, your internal marks may go down. So only an institution which is recognizing or which is allowing students to voice out their opinion, that is the right ecosystem where students can voice out their concerns if they have an issue. Kalakshetra has never been such an institution where students can come out and voice out their opinions. They were always, the what I'm hearing from students is that they always had this pressure which they had to cope up with if they are trying to voice out, their opinions or concerns. But I'm also, I'm not denying your side of the story, that they were also forced to do this protest and other things. But my question has been, did Kalakshetra allow students to voice out?
We can voice it out. We have voiced out our concerns to our teachers. Yes. I
All
have
right.
always voiced out my concerns to my teachers, even though I was not a full time. Even when I was studying in my Besant Arundel Senior Secondary School, I did all my education there. I have voiced out to some strict teachers, to my principal, and they have protected us from being harassed. I have voiced out at my concerns, and yes, I think you have to voice out your concerns, but not demeaning your entire institution. That's what I'm requesting the students.
Your
If you
final
need to
words,
take a
if at all
teach,
you have, you can say a few words.
okay, I just want to just say one thing. I sincerely request. This is what I am requesting to whoever is watching this. I will not agree to the statement that he is an offender or he is not an offender until there is proper judgment. Until then, I kindly request not to blame anybody outright and call everybody is like to be, and coming under this controversy. Another thing, I request, if the true victim who has filed the FIR and for which Hari is arrested and the other three has been completely terminated, if she needs justice, let her get justice. But what if we come to know that her complaints has no evidence whatsoever? Isn't this a leak in force, where which is protection for women? What will happen if the true victim comes to complain, or victim, that victim's complaint is not registered because she has been harassed by the other side? What if her statement becomes false, and what if the false statement becomes true? Won't it be a black mark on the protection itself? Won't it be a easy game for anybody to start a false allegation and push down an innocent person into jail? Won't this be a startup for something, some trend like that? Hasn't it happened before? This is not the first case. It has happened before. I really want this to come out. I request everybody to think on their own terms. What has happened? Why has it happened? This is not today. It has happened for so many other organizations as well. So it is happening in the repeated pattern of whatever has happened for the other institutions. So please, before you think or write something in public, kindly think. I'm one more thing. I am sincerely asking our ex-director Leela Sampson, who are we revere to. She's a great artist. She's an amazing personality. She's a very strong person, woman. If she had found out such an allegation from her alma mater, couldn't she have dealt it directly with the director or the chairman and not put it in Facebook and then hit back? What was her need to do that in a public platform? Why could she not have gone into Kalakshetra and taken it up and dealt this in a clean way? That's my question.
You think coming out in public is not clean?
No, I want her to come out to Kalakshetra and make it clean. In fact, Hari Padman was also a staff there, and she was also supported by those staff when she was having a lot of allegations against her. So I'm sure she has sat on the throne of thorns and she has come out. So she knows how the system functions. She could have taken a higher step rather than doing this.
Perfect, ma'am. Thank you so much for sharing your insights on this issue, and also bringing out certain facts that is not widely spoken in the mainstream media. Thank you for that. Take care.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.